Okay. Good morning one and all. Myself Ramesh Shri from Commerce and Management Department. Let's discuss span of management today. What exactly the span means? The span refers to the space between two pillars, that is the space between the subordinate as well as supervisor. For example, if there is a bridge and it is having a support of two pillars, here the connection between two pillars or the space between the two pillars is called span. Now let's see what is span exactly in the management. That is, here we are discussing about a subordinate and supervisor relationship. No one have a capacity or an ability to control n number of employees in an organization. For that reason, there must be a span of management. That is, if I am a manager, I am able to manage maybe like 10 people at a time. But few of the managers may not have that ability to manage all the 10 employees at a time. Okay, for that reason, it depends upon the supervisor's ability, capacity and their efficiency or experience. So, the subordinates count must be depending upon the manager's experience and efficiency. So, here V.A. Greikunus has given a mathematical formula on subordinate supervisor relationship, which is nothing but number of relations is equal to n into 2 to the power of n by 2 plus n minus 1. Let's see, for example, if n here is number of subordinates is 4. Let's substitute this 4 in this formula and here we will be getting an answer of 44 subordinates. This is how the number of subordinates under a manager will be calculated through this mathematical formula. Okay, now let's see what are the factors influencing the span of management. The first one is capacity and ability of the executive. As we discussed already about, see, here the manager must be having the ability as well as a capacity to manage how many employees under him in an organization. That is related to span of management. Here again, the capacity and ability here is, we are talking about a supervisor or a manager's capacity and ability. Depending upon his efficiency, depending upon his guidance, his listening skills, his ability, his effectiveness, these all things comes under capacity and ability of an executive. Next, competence and training of subordinates. Here, the competence and training of subordinates is related to a manager again. Here, he must be in a position to train his subordinates. He must be in a position to guide them. He must be having good listening skills. He must understand the task properly and he must be elaborating or discussing the same task to the subordinates. So, here the competence and subordinates is related to the span of management, which is again related to a manager. Okay, then nature of work. This span of management, the nature of work here is related to what? If suppose if there is a repetitive work, there the supervision must be less. That is, the employees already knew what exactly the work is. So, they don't need a keep on supervision, that is continuous supervision is not at all necessary. But if it is of top level management, like if you are going to manage the subordinates of top level management, there every task must be focused well and there is a need of supervision. Continuous supervision must be needed. That differs from the each work. Okay, next, time available for supervision. What is the time exactly available for completion of the task? This is related to time available for the supervision. Next, degree of decentralization and extent of delegation. That is, what work is to be delegated to the employees and what kind of decentralization we are following in this. These all things comes under span of management. Thank you.